this child is still lacking infant development is horrible. And apparently he's still drinking out of bottle. But to know that this child cannot even sit up or walk on his own without any support is just terrible. We watched her in real time destroy this child while she was pregnant. The drinking, the smoking, the fighting, constant drama. For this to be your first child, first pregnancy, and that's what you do to your baby. The type of destruction and disability she brought upon this baby is something he has to live with for the rest of his life.
Bro, like, I ain't scared of nobody. You can say whatever. You can say whatever. Real, you can say whatever. You got something to say, I'm gonna say it. You feel me? Like, you can say whatever. But I'm telling y'all, it's about to get real serious. When I think if I put this PSA out, is it gonna try to act like I ain't say this?
It appears like Chrisean Rock is now experiencing an unwelcome taste of humility, as she recently revealed that it's accurate what folks have been observing about Tringer. She must now seek assistance and deal with his health concerns, as she ought to have done from the start. However, Chrisean still finds it difficult to believe that she could be connected to her son's present problems, since she is reportedly having a lot of guilt. In an effort to assist her son in becoming closer to his siblings and establishing a true family, she has turned to church for support and direction. She has also been discussing her co-baby mamas, Jade and Alexis, with Blueface's mother, Clarissa, in the hopes that things would improve.
The doctor or whatever medical professionals at the time of his birth, they had stated that he would need medical treatment like surgery, steroid injections, etc. in order for him to start developing properly. For me, on the outside looking in, I seen that baby when he was born and I see him now, and his health has not been addressed in the best manner.
The crazy thing about all of this is that Chrisean has denied for months that her kid would require help, despite the fact that her admirers have been pleading with her for some time to look at what is directly in front of her. Chrisean Jr. isn't reaching those milestones, according to several of her friends and those close to the issue who have seen him. The manner in which they are expected to. The problem is that he was always being compared to Halo, who is over 2 years old and has become everyone's favorite online nephew thanks to his adorable little personality. People began to notice that Chrisean's kid lacked hand-eye coordination and head movement when they watched her give birth live on Instagram. Her son was constantly with her or nearby during her live broadcast. However, what truly got folks talking was when they saw him sob during Chrisean's live defense of the Blueface tattoo she had on her face. As soon as people learned that, worried fans were contacting her and urging her to take her infant to the clinic right away. It sounded nearly like a cat was weeping and dying. However, Chrisean essentially disregarded them, acting as though they were only haters attempting to spoil her happiness as a new mother. She said that there was nothing wrong with her kid and that others on the internet were simply projecting things onto him. And she continued to share videos of herself and her infant son.
Y'all know nothing about God. Y'all know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that. So I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child. To be honest. But I like this shit, bro. You know why? Because all the glory to God, bro. That could be looking real stupid.
On everyone. Due to several instances of her, no one was letting up on Chrisean. Partying and drinking excessively throughout pregnancy. Not to mention that at 5 months pregnant, her doctor informed her she was too far along to end the pregnancy. So she actually broke down in tears and went for an ultrasound.
The face, that's the lower lip, upper lip.
Whoa.
You are 20 weeks pregnant.
Was it too late?
Yes, too late.
However, that wasn't all. Since viewers began to examine Chrisean's films more closely and discovered that he had the majority of the physical characteristics linked to fetal alcohol syndrome. Online medical professionals claim that Chrisean's son had every physical sign of fetal alcohol syndrome. His eyes were tiny and had creases at the corners. He had an extremely tiny head, a flat mid-face, and exceptionally huge, low-set ears. We'd never seen him walk, talk, hold a spoon, laugh, or do anything that a 1-year-old child should be doing when they knock onto something. The high-pitched cry you heard in these videos could be the result of alcohol withdrawal, and people have noticed that when they take pictures of him, his pupils reflect back as white instead of red, which could indicate that something is wrong with his vision and explain why he hasn't been reaching for food or anything else put in front of him until Chrisean brought it directly in front of him. The reaction continued to increase. Chrisean gradually removed her kid from the internet, claiming that she was only doing it for his privacy. However, Chrisean has started attending church more frequently lately and bringing her kid along. And since she made the decision to remove him from the internet, this is one of the rare occasions that people have had the opportunity to see him in that manner. Fans quickly pointed out that not much has changed with Chrisean Rock since we last saw Cash's son. Despite the fact that there aren't many videos of him online, therefore, all of that bullshit about her wanting to give him some privacy was done so that she would be forgiven and not held responsible. Keep in mind that he will be turning to this video in a few months. And there is still a significant difference between where he is now and where he should be in terms of his growth. I am aware that some of you will argue that she won't have the first or last child with special needs. The fact that her activities during her pregnancy may have contributed to it, however, is what has many furious. She is currently searching for a miracle to change these circumstances over supper.
Now that it's a lot of things that this baby is going to be suffering from or hindered doing because of the shit Chrisean was doing while she was pregnant. Drinking, smoking, partying. And to be quite honest with y'all, I think what make it worse and what make everybody more mad at Chrisean is the fact that, one, she still denies it. Not just leave it alone. She denies that she did anything wrong while pregnant. On top of, it doesn't seem like seeking any help for this baby.
Chrisean's retracement suggests that she may have realized she handled things incorrectly. Chrisean hadn't been friendly with Blueface's mother. She had been working for a long time to get him the support and care he needed. Since Chrisean became pregnant, Clarissa and Jaden Alexis Blueface had another baby mom, while Jaden and Blueface were still together. She was urging them to set aside their disagreements so that their son may have his family with him, since she realized that she needed an entire community and support system to help raise her son.
I'm sorry, Carlissa. I'm sorry, Jaden. I'm sorry. Who else? I apologize to that whole side of people. I'm just sorry because I really care about my son, bro. And I know he'll be thriving better with his siblings, too. And Carlissa, you got me blocked on Instagram, so I can't follow you. But, girl, you could come get your grandson for when he come home in August. So he'll have all his kids there. I literally want to take myself out of the situation and then just receive whatever God has in store and what purpose he has for this whole thing to work out.
Despite her efforts to make things right for Cone Jr., however, some continue to insist that she should take publicly taking responsibility instead of continuing to pretend she was inexperienced. From her maternity stay to the way the baby's spine bent to her missing Blueface's operations, IDC undoubtedly had that child only to keep him in her life. She clearly doesn't care about the baby. Rock and Rash should go to Hubble hockey sticks, as they did yesterday, in my opinion. I believe she is aware of her responsibility for her son's failures every time I witness him with a weapon, and she's in a lot of pain behind closed doors. She is aware that she is to blame, yet she still refuses to confront reality. She will only keep praying that he recovers. However, do you believe Cash will ever accept responsibility for her actions throughout her pregnancy? Post your opinions in the comments section. Additionally, there will be more in the future, so be sure to like and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the upcoming video.